Can you believe your eyes? Silver actually had a good week. We need to talk about what happened, right? What changed this week? Why did silver go up? Because do you ever wonder, could it keep going up? Did something change this week that could provide long-term support for the price of our friend silver? We're going to talk about a couple things that changed this week, and then we can put our thinking caps on, right? And we can kind of figure out, is this something that could continue, and would that result in continued price increase for our friend silver? Let's get started right now. Welcome to Ron's Basement. We're going to go on a little journey today where we talk about silver. If you enjoy that subject, if you enjoy looking at what's going on in the world and maybe diving a little deeper, if you're smarter than the average bear, you may have just found yourself a home. If you enjoy my content and get some value from it, please subscribe right here. Turn on the little ring-a-ling-ding-a-ling bell. That way you'll get notified every time I put out a new video. Share with us in the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your ideas. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with the other people, but we can all learn from each other. Now let's get started on the journey. Let's talk about the statistics for silver for the week. It's important that we look at what happened last week. Silver started the week at $18, measly $18 per ounce. Ended the week, though, at $19.40 per ounce, up almost a full 8%. The Silver Miners ETF, SIL, started the week at $23.50 and ended the week just under $25 per share, also rising by almost 6%. This is an important statistic to remember. The silver to S&P 500 ratio is near a 20-year low. That means it takes more ounces of silver right now to buy 1 unit of the S&P 500 than it has in the last 20 years. That should revert to a mean, which would mean the price of silver will increase. Now let's talk about specifically what's going on in the silver market, and then we're going to talk about a huge story which is absolutely directly related to why silver had such a good blowout week. But if we just look at the silver market, inventories remain very tight. We've got big buyers buying big amounts of silver. It's being drained from the vaults of the COMEX and the LBMA, the London Bullion Marketers Association. Things are looking from a supply-demand perspective very favorable for our friend silver. It seems like everybody's running low on silver. The local coin shop, the big sovereign mints, the Royal Canadian Mint, the UK Royal Mint, the United States Mint, the Perth Mint, and Australia. Nobody seems to have enough silver. Unless we're looking to buy this. Paper silver. There's plenty of that to be had, but if you want to buy some physical silver, you better be prepared to buck up because the premiums are through the roof. Look, silver's trading at what, around $20 an ounce right now? But if you want to get yourself a real 10-ounce bar, not a paper one like they sell at the COMEX and the LBMA, a real one's going to cost you closer to $25 per ounce. That just shows the robust demand that remains in place for silver. And we know the miners can't get it out of the ground, right? Have you talked to a mining CEO lately? Talk to a mining CEO in the silver business. They'll tell you they can't find silver deposits. When they do find silver deposits, it takes forever to get them permitted. Then once they get them permitted, there's no money to finance it. The whole process takes 10 or 15 years. We aren't going to have a huge new supply of silver coming onto the market for the next 10 to 15 years. And the demand remains robust, right? The projections for electronics, for solar, for investment, everything else, we are consuming more silver on a yearly basis than's coming out of the mines. And now let's talk about our friends in India, right? Have you heard about India? They are, and this is one of the big stories, but there's another big story, a huge story after this. But India, they are on track to import 10,000 metric tons of silver this year. That equates to 350 million ounces. Need I remind you that the total mine production for the year is only 850 million ounces. That means that for every 10 ounces of silver coming out of the ground, right, four of the 10 ounces are being shipped to India via boat or aeroplane. And maybe you're thinking, yeah, right, Ron, that's all good and well, but the price of silver is what it is. And you're right. The price of silver is down, primarily because silver has been fighting a big war against the United States Federal Reserve and Jerome Powell, right? Their aggressive monetary stance, which has resulted in a sky-high dollar and interest rates going up precipitously. Well, that leads us into the big story of the week. On Thursday and Friday, we started to hear a teensy-beensy, teeny-weeny bit of dovish type news coming out about the Fed and from the Fed. Nick Timiraos from the Wall Street Journal, who's the Fed whisperer. This guy has an inside track at the Fed, okay? Basically, he usually kind of sort of seems to know somehow what's going on at the Fed. He put out a piece that talked about kind of re-evaluating this tight monetary policy going forward. We're still going to get the 3/4 point hike in November, of course, but then maybe we need to look and see what's going on. That was perceived as being dovish. That's barely dovish, guys. Barely dovish. And then we had a couple of Fed presidents, including Mary Daly, who's the president of the San Francisco Federal Reserve. She came out and said the same basic thing, like, yeah, we're going to raise rates by 3/4 point in November, but I think we might need to kind of start to reevaluate things from there. The important thing to remember, this is barely dovish news, but just that alone sent the price of silver skyrocketing. Imagine if the bond market blows up or the economy really crashes and they have to really tilt to the dovish side. It will be good times. And have you noticed that the silver community continues to grow? Like the people like us, the people that love to talk about silver, love to invest in physical silver and the mining stocks, continues at a real steady rate to grow and grow. I looked at that Reddit Wall Street silver community the other day, almost up to 225,000 members, and people put pictures of all this silver they're buying. It's very interesting. Man, the market just seems very fragile for silver, very sensitive, like it's not going to take much to break it. And when it breaks, the price of silver should go to the moon. That'll be happy days for us. You know, you're always welcome here in Ron's Basement, even on that day when silver goes over $100 per ounce. Won't that be a big party? We might even dance a little bit. I'll be looking forward to that. And I'll be looking forward to you coming back here to the basement. I hope you enjoyed our journey today. And until next time, you, yes, you, there's only one you. Your mommy loves you, and so do I. You be well.